Are you ready for President Maine? Are you ready for Big Nas? Are you ready for Big Nas? Are you ready for Tira? ANC Youth League, ANC Youth League, Siyabangena, ANC Youth League, Siyabangena. Siyabangena, ANC Youth League, Siyabangena. Viva President Maine, viva! Viva Collen Maine, the President of the ANC Youth League, viva! Long live ANC Youth League, long live! Amandla! Amandla! Comrades, thank you very much. That was a salute in welcoming President Maine. We are now going to allow President Maine to come on stage so that he addressed all of us. Can we therefore, all of us, give President Maine one serious revolutionary song so that the President can come and address us? Immediately after President Maine, the Big Nas will be on stage.
Amandla! Amandla! Rise, Msholozi, rise! Rise, Jacob Zuma, rise! Amandla! All power! Viva ANC Youth League, ANC Youth League, viva! Viva the Progressive FIFA Alliance, viva! Rise, Msholozi, rise! Away with EFF, away! Run, DA, run! Amandla! Uzayithola kanjani? Economic freedom in our lifetime. Thank you very much, comrades. No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, comrades. Thank you very much, comrades. Thank you very much, comrades. Let me, on the onset, say, comrades, that because of time, today, as the Youth League of the ANC, we are here to say, what do we represent? Secondly, comrades, we are here to declare war. War against racists, war against those people who undermine the ANC leadership, and in particular, President Zuma, and who know who those people are. Comrades, war is fine, it's fine, it's fine. Deputy President, Comrade Desmond Mwela, the Secretary General, Comrade Njabulo Nzuza, and the Treasurer General, Comrade Reggie, the National Executive Committee member of the ANC, Comrade Natim Chetwa, the Provincial Chairperson, Comrade Paul Mashatile of the ANC in Gauteng, members of the National Executive Committee of the Youth League, Provincial Chair of Gauteng, Comrade Matoma, and the PEC Collective, Regional Executive Committees here present, and our structure as the Branch Executive Committee, and the leadership of the Progressive Youth Alliance, dear comrades and friends, please receive revolutionary greetings from the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. Let us thank all of you here today. We have left all the important things you should be doing at home to come and lend the ANC Youth League of Mkolisi Majombosi, Stanza Popape, Congress Mbata, Anton Limbede, Walter Sisulu. No, they're just saying. Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Peter Mokaba, Paxman Katlan, and many other giants of the South African Revolution. And here in accord, our Kgalemela Lenyatso rally, the dignity it deserves. Thank you very much, comrades, friends, and supporters of the ANC. Comrades, can you please stop singing? We want to declare here today, in front of you, comrades, and the millions who are watching us from across the length and breadth of our country, that the Youth League is alive. It leads and it lives. We want to express sincerest gratitude to those who have tirelessly worked to ensure that our branches and structures avail themselves for this rally. Those who quickly wrote the obituary of the Youth League have today been fed with a humble pie. The Youth League, as Comrade Nati has said, is alive and it is back. We thank you, comrades, members of the Youth League, who continue to defend the organization, the leadership of the ANC all over the country. The purpose of this gathering today, the first of its kind in recent history, and the start of many to come, is for us to interact directly with our structures and give you the views of the National Executive Committee and reinforce our branches, regions, and provinces and the movement as a whole. Before we get into the task of our movement, the Youth League NEC wishes to clarify a few political issues that have shaped themselves as a discourse in this country. From the onset, we wish to clarify that the Youth League has always been vocal on the dominance of monopoly capital in shaping the discourse of this country, particularly on politicians and political discourse. To us, the continued dominance of white monopoly capital on our economy remains a strategic threat to our revolution. White monopoly capital has continued its stranglehold on our economy, and black people remains poor and destitute. Jobs are not created, and as a result, unemployment and poverty persist. White monopoly capital also decides what gets printed in media and what gets shown on television. Where this does not happen, they do it all it takes to seek to destroy those who, in the interest of our country, tells the good story on our media. In particular, AN7 and the New Age newspaper, due to the fact that this media house is pro the people, it has been subjected to serious insults in the media. The target is not the New Age or AN7 or its owners, but the ANC and its president, Comrade President Jacob Zuma. White monopoly capital has found new friends and strange bedfellows, led by an expelled woodworker. Comrades, white monopoly capital has found new friends and strange bedfellows, led by an expelled woodworker. An organization was formed under the guise of challenging white monopoly capital. But today, the EFF of racist and white monopoly capital, if they are not defending racists in court, they're insulting the AN7 and the New Age with deeply xenophobic undertones and threats of violence. We want to state it categorically here today that the Youth League fully supports President Zuma, the ANC and the country. We want to state here today that anyone who wants Zuma must fall will fall themselves. We want to state it here today that those who seek to disrupt the state of the nation must prepare themselves for a civil war. We want to assure the country that the Youth League will attend the State of the Nation address to defend the nation and the revolution. We wish to inform the Speaker of Parliament, Comrade Balek not to organize security on that day. The Youth League will physically remove the woodworkers from Parliament and will process them accordingly outside the premises of Parliament. We are ready for them. The same woodworkers who with extreme xenophobia threaten to chase people from this country, they forget to tell us about white monopoly capital, their new friends, that they still own more than 50% or 90% of our country's economy. As we sit here today, the paid top 20 directors of the JSE listed companies, whom are white males, earn an average of 59 million per annum each, whilst the average earnings of a black employee in the country is 34,000 per annum. The 20 top paid directors in JSE listed companies earn 1,728 times the average income of black South African workers. We are not told these things by the new spokespeople of white monopoly capital. They are not telling us that John Rupert and Oppenheimer, just the two individuals, have 50% of our economy. We are no longer told this. In the top 10 richest South Africans, we don't have a family called the Guptas, not even in the top 50. How can we be told that South Africa is colonized by a family that is not even in the top 70? We must be careful of being defocused. The same people led the so-called Economic Freedom March and made threats to ABSA and Barclays. A week later, they were wined and dined in UK. A week A week later, after being fed by monopoly capital, insulted President Mandela and our revolution, they forgot that they must shut down ABSA. The Youth League will never make threats to ABSA. We implemented it. We closed our accounts for messing with our currency. We did not go to UK to apologize for our acts. Comrades, we make no apologies when we say the genuine demands for free quality education has been hijacked by foreign-funded anti-democratic forces who are hell-bent on removing a democratically elected government of the ANC. And we must clarify that we support the call of the students, but we can't allow counter-revolutionary forces to hijack that particular call. If all the advances made since the Fees Must Fall movement, these forces are adamant that anarchy must continue in our institutions and have even gone as far as threatening to disrupt local government elections. It does not require rocket scientists to determine that the agenda of these forces is beyond free education, but the broader regime change political agenda. And the Youth League would not allow this thing. And we would want to applaud President Zuma for having appointed a commission that will report to him before the end of the year about implementation of free education for the poor, included in that is the children of the middle class, because they all too can't afford education. And free education remains an agenda of the Youth League, the PYA, as led by SASCO in institutions of higher learning, and no one else. We call on the ANC government to speedily implement free education within this term of office. As I said, we reiterate the welcoming of the commission set up by Msholozi, but we are growing impatient as the youth of the ANC. We want free education and we want it today. While we do so, we call on NSFAS beneficiaries not to be swayed by a new movement, but to go to class and liberate their families from poverty. We are calling on students to refuse to be co-opted into disrupting learning, refuse to destroy universities, because this will take our country backwards. And we know that counter-revolutionary forces want to use this as a launching pad for the election campaign. We declare here today that the Youth League declares Comrade Natim Teta a campaign called Save the Cities and Metros campaign. In this campaign, we wish to ensure the ANC leadership that no metro will be lost to the DA and the EFF alliance. We want to declare here today in front of the nation that the metros of this country are not available for the taking. Joburg, the city of Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, Buffalo City, Nelson Mandela Bay, and all other big municipalities like Tlokwe in the northwest will remain in the hands of the ANC. The Youth League will make sure of that. In fact, our focus is on reclaiming the city of Cape Town. The Youth League will send its volunteers to Cape Town to take on the racist DA out of power. City of Cape Town belongs to the ANC, and the Youth League will get it back to the ANC. We call on you, comrades, gathered here today at home, to vote the ANC. Let us remind our people that it is the ANC that has improved the lives of the black people in this country. It is the ANC that has ensured that we have water, houses, electricity, tarred roads and beautiful townships and villages. Therefore, our metros must remain safe. We call on all volunteers, which we are going to launch in Free State on the 27th, the Peter Mokaba volunteers, to defend these metros, because by doing that, we'll be defending the revolution. We can't allow South Africa to be sold to UK. Those who went to UK and got bribes, we must prove them wrong come the election date, which will be declared by the President of the ANC and the country. On the 5th and the 6th of March, let us go out and register to vote. We call on the first-time voters to register in their numbers. We must demonstrate that the ANC will win these elections and will win them decisively. Comrades, our generation must deeply appreciate that we live in a drastically changing world. The world we live in not only changing, but it's also changeable, sometimes for the better and most of the time for the worst. The world we find ourselves in today is as a result of conscious human interventions and struggles of contending class forces in search for a political and socio-economic system that better suits them, the ruling class in South Africa. The DA is a constant battle to consolidate their power and control over the means of production, whilst we, the exploited, marginalized, and downtrodden, are relentlessly struggling to transform the world into a better place for the majority of our people, the poor. The struggle for economic freedom must be intensified. The ANC government must stop lip services. We demand radical socio-economic transformation now, and we want to see it in action. We have spoken a lot in the past 22 years. Our people, and young people in particular, are growing impatient with the government of the day. So we need to move with speed, and we are confident that the President of the ANC and the country, President Zuma, will heed the call of the young people in our country. As you have said, when we started, we declare war on anarchists, those who are marching on the 9th, on the so-called Pay Back Our Money March. They must first go through all of us here and those who could not make it, because we'll be there to defend the revolution. And those who are marching to the union buildings on the 11th of this month, saying that Zuma must fall, they must know that we will come in our numbers to defend the President of the state and the President of the ANC. And what will happen there? We don't know what will happen, because we will do everything in our power to defend the revolution. Generations that came before us have done their part. It is now our time as the current generation to defend the revolution with everything we have. And we are declaring war. And we are saying, Comrade Deputy President, that economic freedom or
well, those there are the live pictures coming straight from Soshanguve outside Pretoria. That is where the ANC Youth League is currently holding its national rally, and we apologize that we have lost our audio coming from the venue, but we will try to reconnect with our technicians there. But Just to take you through, we have just been listening to the speech by the ANC Youth League President Collen Maine. He has been speaking to the thousands of Youth League members. Let's go back straight to Soshanguve. We seem to have the audio back.
Problems and contributing in us facing the challenges that you must deal with here in Gauteng and all over the country. So we know that the leadership under you, Comrade Paul, will rise to the occasion and make sure that people's will, as the president of the ANC has said during the January 8th, that we must respect Intando Yabatho. We must know that we are prosecuting a revolution. Now, in a revolution, comrades, it's not like a show called All You Need Is Love. We don't need to be loved. We need to make sure that we prosecute the revolution so that we realize the National Democratic Society. And we must know that Madiba and Oliver Tambo is watching all of us. And they are saying this Youth League and this ANC must make sure that they fight and represent everything that those who formed the ANC stood for. Because if we don't do that, comrades, we will be selling our revolution. President Jacob Zuma remains the president of the ANC until 2017, and he will remain the president of the country until 2019. So we call on those who don't want him to live with the fact that he will lead the ANC until 2017. President Zuma is not falling on the 11th. But rather, the president will be delivering a State of the Nation address. Those who want him to fall, as you have said, they will fall first, and the Youth League of the ANC will make sure that they fall. We cannot allow a situation, comrades, where woodworkers, woodmakers go to London and sell our country for 10 million. We are not that cheap. South Africa is not cheap. South Africa belongs to all who live in it. That is the Freedom Charter of 1955. And the ANC has not deviated from the implementation of the Freedom Charter. The ANC of Jacob Zuma, like the ANC of Oliver Tambo, will deliver all of us to the promised land. Comrades, let us not bore you with a long speech. The chairperson of the ANC Youth League in Tshwane said that this is an inauguration of the president and the NEC, but we are happy that we have proven to all and sundry that the Youth League is alive. And those of us in the media, don't go out there and say people did not want the president to speak. People are happy that the ANC is back. And those who were singing earlier on the far right, they wanted T-shirts and they'll be given T-shirts. So it's not a sign that leadership is not welcome, but report what we report. We know and we are confident that the Youth League is alive and will go to all the villages to deliver victory to the ANC. But the ANC that we want is the ANC that respects the people more than the markets. Our people don't eat the markets. So the ANC must always be afraid or fearful of the masses of our people, not the markets, because the markets are controlled from somewhere in London, and our voters are not in London, but rather they are here with us in South Africa. So this is a call that we are making to our ANC, and we know that they would listen. We will continue to intensify the battle against ABSA for as long as we believe that they are busy manipulating our currency. And we welcome the decision of the Competition Commission to investigate that ABSA and many others, what they are doing to the rand is not okay. But comrades, as we conclude, we call on all of you to go back to your provinces, to your regions and branches, and make sure that the ANC lives, and make sure that the ANC is alive, because all of us seated here, we are the future and nobody can stop us. With those few words, comrades, the official speech will be on the website of the Youth League, will be on Facebook and all of that, so that what you see and give you information and statistics of the issues we have raised in the past 2 months, particularly as it relates to the economy of our country. As you conclude as well, comrades, people are beginning to suggest that the National Executive Committee of the Youth League is divided. Now, this media that is controlled by monopoly capital, the city press, have written today that the president of the Youth League and the Secretary General are fighting. We want to tell members of the Youth League that there is no such a thing. There is no fight between the SG and the president of the Youth League, and the National Executive Committee of the Youth League is united and will finish its term of office united, because we must serve all our branches. And we thank you very much, comrades. We are the future. We are the future. We are the future. Rise, Zuma, rise. Rise, Zuma, rise. Comrades, on the 11th, let's go to Cape Town and defend Parliament. We don't want any security. We will do it ourselves. Let's go to Union Building and defend the revolution, because counter-revolution has begun to show its ugly head together with racism. So we are going to those two important national key points to defend not only Zuma, but the revolution and the country. And Julius Malema must know from today we are declaring war. We are all, if needs be, we declare civil war. If people want to attack the revolution and the president, Julius Malema has no place in South Africa. His politics are politics that are sponsored in UK. South Africa belongs to all who live in it. Nobody is leaving the country. Nobody is leaving the country. The Youth League will make sure, and nobody must march again to Union Building to want Zuma to fall. If you do that, we declare war. We say that there shall be blood. If you fight with Zuma, you are fighting with the Youth League and South Africans who has voted with him for him, and the ANC with more than 60%. Whether there is blood or not, but the country must be defended. Those who came before us have done that. Why should we fail? Comrades, at this hour, our country needs us. We cannot allow Julius Malema and his monkeys to run our country amok and turn this country into a banana republic. The ANC is a democratic movement, the movement of the people. The EFF is a tuck shop of Julius Malema. And Julius Malema must know that we know that he's a vampire. Now the difference between him and the real vampire is that the vampire sucks blood from us. For him, he likes money. So we can't sell South Africa to UK. Thank you very much. Amandla! 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 Viva President Zuma, viva! Viva Zuma, viva! Omshalazi, viva!
Well, that was the live broadcast there of the ANC Youth League National Rally that was being held in Soshanguve outside Pretoria. And just finishing at the podium is the ANC Youth League President Collen Maine. And just to take us through what is happening now, let's cross back We will try to reconnect with our reporter there at the rally. But until we do that, let's take a short break, and PM News will continue in a short while at the top of the hour at 1500 hours Central African time.